opponents in our conference.
I don't care if it's game 1 or game 20. These are all important, especially at home.
Oh, they always are. You know, we talk about it every year. You hold home court and you sneak up on some people on the road.
Coach, good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Okay, chatting now with the William Penn's men's coach, John Henry. And Coach, first game in the Heart of America Conference. You've been coaching here for quite a while. What are your feelings on being in the new conference?
I'm nervous, to be honest with you. I don't know what to expect, but we're grateful to be joining such a great conference and having such a great opponent tonight.
Well, you guys are off to a good start. You're on a 4-game winning streak, 4-1 right now.
Yes, we are. And, hopefully good things happen tonight, but we'll see.
We got DeAndre Alexander averaging almost 29 points a game. He's really lighting it up for you right now.
Yes, he is. He's had 2 games of 40 points. He can really shoot it. I'm sure Coach Lance has a defensive strategy in mind for him tonight. We don't think it'll be as easy tonight as it has been for him thus far.
Coach, what will you try to do tonight against Missouri Valley?
Try to play some defense, to be honest with you. Get our tempo, maybe get running a little bit, and hopefully that ball's dropping in.
All right, so there you've heard from the coaches. Starting lineups being introduced. Here's the starting lineup for William Penn. Antonio Levy. Levy is out of Chicago, Illinois. Jesse Purnell from North Augusta, South Carolina. Josh Caldwell, the man in the middle at 6'8", out of Denver, Colorado. DeAndre Alexander, we just talked about him. DeAndre Alexander, 28 points a game out of Iowa City. And then Brady Burford, a 6'6" senior. He is out of Chicago. The Vikings go with Brody Gronwald. You're going to like him. He's the junior college transfer, averaging 21 points a game. In the middle, from, of course, last year had a big game, Raviel Burton, Darryl Lemire, along with Brian Cook and Jordan Bowling. Well, partner, we had a great time last year. You ready?
I'm ready to go. These conference games are always special. The Vikings come in at 1-1, William Penn at 4-1, so we're ready to go. As ball being tipped up, the opening tap is controlled by William Penn as Antonio Levy will bring it across. We're underway from the Grover C. Redford Gymnasium, the Burns Athletic Con. Now Levy outside, gets it a high post. There's a jump shot by Alexander. You got to stay on him. He averages almost 29 points a game. There's a steal by Brian Cook. Cook quickly the other way with a left-hand dribble, stop and go outside to Jordan Bowling. Wrap around Darryl Lemire inside to Ravi. Ravi with a left-hand shot. Can't get it to go, so good job getting it inside by the Vikings to start the game. Now, that time, Burford drives down the baseline. Brady Burford dribbles out of bounds with a left hand, so the Statesmen turn it around. We played close to a minute. No score yet here. First conference game for the William Penn Statesmen. They come in at 4-1. The Vikings 1-1. Vikings got a win on the road against Hannibal LaGrange and lost here against Lindenwood Bellevue. And now a hook shot by Jordan Bowling off the right side. Here come the Statesmen with Levy bringing it across, and that's going to be a bumping foul on Jordan Bowling. That'll be the first foul of the game on either team.
Boy, it looks like the pace is going to be a fast one, and it's going to be a physical ball game.
Ryan Cook, Jordan Bowling, Raviel Burton, Darryl Lemire, and Brody Grunewald, the 5 on the floor for the Vikings here this evening. Now they get it inside. Nice defense by Bowling that time as a shot missed by Burford. Here comes Cook on the run for the Vikings. Bowling up, too strong. Rebound, Burton up and in. So a nice job of running the floor. Ravi Burton got the rebound, got the stick back, and the Vikings draw first blood here.
Well, that's good. The Vikings are going to have to get physical inside. Good to see Ravi get that first bucket.
Vikes start out that man-to-man defense. Oh, nice quick move that time. There's a jump shot off the baseline, and that's good. And that one buried by Jesse Purnell. He averages 10.2 points a game, one of 5 Statesmen that average in double figures. Oh, now, and they're going to call an offensive foul that time on Jake Fletcher as he runs into Jesse Purnell. Brody Grunwald gets the
Jake
foul.
had 12 last year. Jake's number 5 this year.
So Brody Grunwald picks up the first foul of the game, or second foul of the game for the Vikings. It's an offensive foul, ball back to the Statesmen.
Grunwald really leaned in with that shoulder and got called for an offensive foul. He's our leading scorer, 21 points a game.
We're tied at 2 here in the early going as Levy walks the ball across the timeline for William Penn. Good man-to-man defense. Grodewald right on Jesse Purnell. Now Purnell, ball fake. Good D by Grodewald. Now he comes around the screen. Now they get it down low inside. And the shot rejected that time. I think that was Robbie Burton that got the block. Here come the Vikings. Darryl Lemire crashes inside, and he's fouled on the drive. So nice aggressive move that time. A nice drive to the bucket by Darryl Lemire. He's a sophomore out of Manor, Texas. He played quite a bit on this Viking team last year.
And he's one of those players I think we're going to see a lot from this year, and Coach is really going to demand a lot from him on that front line.
That's the first foul on William Penn. It comes up on Dondre Alexander. He's their almost 29-point-a-game scorer. So Lemire will be on the line for 2 shots to try to give the Vikings the lead. Sophomore bends the knees. First shot bangs off the back of the rim. No good. He'll have one more. Lemire, very athletic, Ken. I think he's a guy that he's just a sophomore. You're going to see him get better and better as the years go on. Well, not that time as he misses both free throws. And so the chance for the Vikes to take an early lead goes awry here as Levy brings it across against the man-to-man defense. Now a strong drive down the middle. That was by Caldwell. Had it knocked away. Here comes Grodewald. Grodewald all the way to the rack. And, boy, what a nice kind of stop-and-go dribble that time by Brody Grodewald. And he averages, like you said, 21 points a game. Kisses this one off the glass to put the Vikings up 4-2.
Big Aaron Peterson blocked that shot. Aaron in out of Texas. First time we've seen him in the ball game tonight. Blocked the shot to start all that.
Pass down low to Caldwell. He crashes in, throws it up. I think Peterson bothered that one again. He didn't block that one, but I think he did alter that shot. Deep three by Grodewald. Oh, the crowd would have gone wild if that would have dropped in. And everybody kind of hanging in suspense there for a minute.
If that one goes in, I don't know what we're going to do if that one goes in.
Now they're going to call a push-off away from the ball on Darryl Lemire. So Lemire, Grodewald, and Bowling all have one foul for the Vikings. Only one foul thus far in the game for the William Penn Statesman out of Oskaloosa, Iowa. Levy outside. Left-hand dribble guarded by Cook. Wrap-around pass inside. It goes down low. And that time the 6'6" Brady Burford drives in with the left hand and misses it. And that foul is going to come up on on Aaron Peterson. And that'll be the 4th team foul on the Vikings.
Peterson, a big guy. He's out of the state of Texas, New Boston, Texas.
On the line will be Brady Burford. He averages 12 points a game. He's a senior out of Chicago. Burford's first shot, back of the rim, no good. He'll have one more. Vikes 0 out of 2 from the stripe. William Penn missed their first one. Burford will have one more here. Second shot is no good. So both teams off to a rough start at the charity stripe. Vikings lead it by the score of 4-2. We played 3.5 minutes. Lemire looking for somebody to throw to. Now gets it over to Cook. Cook, the normal point guard, will set the offense. High post, Robbie Burton. Burton down the middle. Had it slapped away, but I believe that's going to be a foul. So the big guy from St. John's, Antigua, Robbie L. Burton, the most veteran player on this Valley team, goes to the rack. He draws a 2-shot foul. And that foul will come up against the big guy, Josh Caldwell from William Penn. Burton's first shot, good. So Robbie has 3 of the first 5 Viking points. Peterson comes out of the lineup. Burton has one more. Second shot is perfect. So I tell you, Ken, last year Robbie at times showed signs of being a very good free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do that because he will get fouled a lot because they work about every possession goes through him in that lane.
Jordan Bowling back into the Viking lineup. Vikes playing a good man-to-man defense. They've held William Penn to one lone field goal in this first 4 minutes of the first half. Levy outside, guarded by Cook. Levy comes around a screen, now launches a 3 and got it. So Antonio Levy, who averages 15 points a game, nails his first 3 of the game to trim the Viking lead down to 1.
Vikings backed off him just a little bit, and that gave him enough space to knock that down.
Lemire hands to Burton. Robbie's jump shot good, so the big guy off to a good start. He's got 6 of the first 8 Viking points, 8-5 Missouri Valley. First conference game for both teams. First game ever in the heart of America for the William Penn Statesmen, coached by John Henry. Of course, the Vikings coached by the veteran Chad Lance. Oh, good give and go that time as William Penn gets it down to the baseline to Burford. And he drives in, and he's going to be fouled by Robbie Burton. Already, so again, that's the fifth. Yeah, the 5th team foul on the Vikings.
Wow, already 5 fouls, and we still have 15:20 to go in the half.
So Burford on the line for 2 shots here. First shot by the seniors, no good. So he's 0 out of 3. He'll have one more here. He again is a senior out of Chicago. Bowling and Burton will pinch down on the inside lanes of the free throw, and Burford knocks this one down. So the Viking lead is 2 with 15 minutes and 18 seconds left to play in the first half. The men's and the women's college game, we've gone to 4 10-minute quarters. The men still play the traditional 20-minute half, and so not much has changed there, and there's a foul that time. And that's going to come up, I believe, on Antonio Levy as he picks up the foul. That's the 3rd team foul on William Penn. The Vikes will have the ball on the side with just over 15 minutes to play in the half. There's a jump shot off the baseline by Lemire. This one jumps off the back of the rim and misses. Rebound comes out of there to Alexander. Now Levy had it taken away, but gets it back. His 3 out of the corner is good. So Antonio Levy has knocked down his last 2 3-point attempts. And with that last one, he gives the visitors a 1-point lead. Now they Lemire tries to lob it down low to Jordan Bowling. Joe Bo goes up and tries to get a hand on it, but can't control it. So it's a turnover for the Vikings. Purnell brings it across with a left-hand dribble as William Penn sets up against the man-to-man defense of the Vikes. Grodewald right in his wheelhouse, right out around midcourt. There's a bounce pass, right wing, Levy. High post, there's a jumper by Burford. Strong. And Burton and Bowling both had a hand on the rebound. Neither one could corral it, so it goes off of one of them out of bounds. And the ball will stay with the Statesmen with 14:21 left. In the corner, there's another 3 by Levy. Finally misses. Nice rebound, Darryl Lemire. Vikes want to run the floor. Levy to Cook. Oh, Byron too strong. Wide open layup, and Cook missed it.
Shot it off that glass top of the square.
Yeah, too hard.
Too hard.
Levy again from 3-point land. Bang, knocks it down. Antonio Levy knocks down his 3rd triple. He has 9 points, and Coach Chad Lance wants a timeout. So with 13:57 to go, William Penn on a nice little run here. They lead it by the score of 12-8.
While we have time, let's go over the women's scores from tonight. Of course, Missouri Valley off to a good start, 93-72 over William Penn. Here are the other scores. Now, Monday night, Mid-American Nazarene knocked off Culver 61-47, but here are the other scores from tonight as Benedictine knocked off Peru State 75-58, so they remain undefeated at 6-0. It was CMU over Evangel 76-59. Grandview knocked off Graceland 84-58. And Baker now 5-0, 1-0 in the league as they beat Avila tonight 66-46. So the winners tonight, Benedictine, Valley, Mid-America won Monday night. CMU, Grandview, and Baker winners tonight on the women's side.
Speaking of the undefeated Benedictine ladies, they will be the next home conference game for both the men and the women 2 weeks from tonight. December, whatever it is, first Wednesday of the month.
December
we do know
2nd.
that. Okay, all right. Viking ball. Vikes trail by 4 here. Bowling to Lemire. Darryl goes left side, goes strong, and lays it in. Good ball movement that time by the Vikings. They reversed the ball, found Darryl Lemire on the left wing, and he slashes to the bucket, lays it in to trim the lead to 2. Oh, a nice pass that time. A great pass that time by Levy as he finds Brady Burford along the baseline. That was a beautiful alley-oop that time, and Burford slams it home. 14-10. William Penn with the early lead. 13:28 left to play in the first half. Now they're going to call, I believe, an offensive foul on Jordan Bowling. They're going to say that was an illegal pick by Jordan, and that'll be his second foul. So I believe he's going to take a seat. Looks like Robbie Burton is going to check back into the Missouri Valley lineup.
Going to call the foul on Aaron Peterson. That's his second.
Call it on Aaron. I thought, I'm sorry. I thought that was on Jordan, but instead they call it on Aaron. So sorry about that, Jordan. 2 fouls on Peterson. Now Alexander, nice pass to Burford, and Burford slams another one home. So Burford has slammed the last 2 buckets. He's gotten loose to Cram, and that gives William Penn a 6-point lead.
Well, the Vikings, Joe, are going to have to figure out a way to stop that lane. I mean, that's too easy for Burford. He's had some, when you go up and slam with 2 heads, it's just too easy.
That's 2 in a row for Burford, and that foul comes up on Jesse Purnell. So the Vikings, a little bit of a scoring drought right now. They've got the ball under their own bucket.
Laquan Turner comes in.
Get it into Bowling. Now Cook down the middle. Cook ball fake to Robbie. Robbie, a nice runner that time, as Robbie Burton keeping the Vikes in the game right now. He's got 8 points to trim the lead to 4. That shot into Caldwell. Missed the first one. Got the first one blocked, but got the rebound and stuck it in for his first basket. 18-12, William Penn.
Again, getting that way too low on the low block.
Grotewald, good pass into Burton. Robbie up, basket and 1. Great pass that time by Brody Grotewald as he got it into Robbie Burton. Burton with a nice soft touch. Give Robbie 10 points in the game. Chance to make it 11 if he can complete the 3-point play.
Yeah, how about that? This is a game of inside. For them, it's Caldwell, Colin Burford, and for the Vikings, it's Burton.
This is Robbie's second trip to the line. He got it. So Robbie, a perfect 3 out of 3 from the stripe. Give him 13 points in the game. He trims the William Penn lead down to 3. William Penn looks like a pretty athletic team, don't they?
Yeah, they are good. They're big, physical, and a good athletic team.
Vikes
was big and athletic as well.
Yeah. Vikes apply the pressure. Levy gets it across the timeline with a left-hand dribble. Nice pass inside to somebody just came in the game. That was Charles Knowles. He missed the jump shot. Oh, lead pass to Burton. And he's fouled. And that would have been, if that had not been a foul, that would have been a slam dunk by Robbie Burton. It's a beautiful pass from Byron Cook. Got the ball inside down to Robbie Burton. Robbie hammered on the arm, and that foul's going to come up on Knowles, I believe.
That just came into the game, but he did not let Robbie get the dunk. He said, you're going to earn him at the line, big guy.
And even more important than not giving the dunk, that would have fired this crowd up. If Robbie was in perfect position to slam one home that time, and his first free throw is good. So Robbie, a perfect 4 out of 4 from the stripe, give him 14 points. He can make it a 1-point game if he can knock this second one down. The senior out of St. John's, Antigua, puts up the second one, nails it. Boy, what a start he's off to, Ken.
5 for 5 from the line, I tell you. 18-17, William Penn up by 1.
And a good game so far. A fast, very fast-paced game. Good crowd on hand. Not too many empty seats over on the side across from us. Now a jump shot off the baseline by Burford. This one misses, but offensive rebound had it knocked away, but Alexander gets it back. Down to Knowles. Now a steal by Cook. Barnes stepped into the passing lane, got the steal. Here he comes, coast to coast. There's a 3 by Grotewald. Good! Brody Grotewald knocks down the 3. That's his second bucket of the game. He's got 5 points, and the Vikings go back up by 2. Pace starting to pick up a little bit here. There's a deep 3, and that 3 was right on the sideline by Antonio Levy. That's his 4th triple of the game as he puts the Statesman back up by 1. Got to stay in his face, Ken.
You better. He already has for him. Gronwald, he can shoot he has unlimited range, as we saw on that one.
Bowling fakes inside. Jordan, a nice head and shoulder fake that time. Got the defender up in the air. Goes up, and he's fouled, and Charles Knowles did not think that was a foul, but that's going to be his second. That'll put Jordan Bowling on the line for 2 shots.
You know, Brody Gronwald was just standing in front of us. If you just saw him in street clothes or even in regular shorts, you'd say, yeah, this kid just okay. He's probably on one of the one of the rec league teams. He doesn't look like
You know, from the back, he
national
looks
player.
like Jake Fletcher. Jake was number
Yeah.
12 last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Brody's wearing 12 now. I thought he was Jake the first time I saw
I'll
him.
tell you what, he can play. He can shoot it.
Jordan Bowling knocks down the first free throw. He'll have one more as he ties the game at 21. If he can hit this one, he can give the Vikings a 1-point lead. Second shot good, so Vikings, after missing the first 2 free throws since that time, Ken, I've got them at 6 out of 6.
Mitch
7
Wood
out of 7.
Mitch Wood checks in. Bowling going to get a break. Wood, another of the newcomers on this team.
Mitch Wood hails a sophomore out of Salinas, California. Now, lob inside to Knowles. Knowles goes up strong and lays it in. So a good job of moving the ball that time by William Penn. They got it down low to Charles Knowles. He gives the Statesman a 1-point lead. Lemire out to Gronewald. Gronewald's 3. This one in and out. And boy, a mad scramble underneath that time.
It's going to be Viking ball. Laquan Turner got it in the corner to Gronewald, and he missed the shot, but it was knocked off one of the Statesmen. Vikings will have it
Also
back.
into the Viking lineup, it looks like Carl Washington is in there. Now Gronewald, baseline jumper, had it knocked away that time. Good block. Now driving to the glass for the Vikings and having that shot rejected was Laquan Turner. So Turner will inbounds. Vikes will retain possession. Almost halfway through the first half, 10 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock before intermission. Outside to Gronewald. Gronewald double teamed in the corner. Nice spin by Washington. Leaves this one a little bit short though. And now the William Penn Ball Club wanted a foul, but they say no, that's no foul. They're saying that Dondre Alexander just stepped out of bounds with the ball.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds because someone shoved him about
Yeah,
4 feet.
I think you're absolutely right. So Vikes to inbound. Gronewald thinks about a 3. Now goes to the baseline, gets it back out to Washington. His 3, a little bit short. And Alexander skies for the rebound. Here come the Statesmen. Levy down the middle. Oh, wow. How'd he get that shot down? Antonio Levy completely off balance. Flip that one up and in. Give him 14 points in the game already. It's a 3-point William Penn lead. And there a 3 by Mitch Wood misses. Rebound Alexander.
Probably too quick on that shot. Now the William Penn Statesman turn it over. Bad pass.
Charles Knowles can't handle the ball on the out-of-bounds line right in front of the Viking bench. So Vikes get it back as Darryl Lemire and Jake Fletcher. Jake, the junior out of Republic, Missouri, checks into the Viking lineup. Gronewald and Turner will sit down for Missouri Valley. (25-22), William Penn leads right now. The lead is seesawed back and forth quite a bit during this early going, and now a turnover by the Vikings.
Washington loses the handle on it.
Here comes Alexander for 3, good. And Alexander, who averages almost 29 points a game, knocks down that 3. And folks, that's his first bucket of the game. We played almost 11 minutes here in the first half.
Sometimes you hate to see guys like that score that first bucket.
Yeah, that first one, never know. Inside, turnaround by Wood in the lane, good. Nice pass from Jake Fletcher. He got the ball inside, and a nice turnaround jump shot that time by Mitch Wood to trim the William Penn lead to 28-24. Exactly 9 minutes to go in the first half.
You're listening to KMMO FM, Stretch Internet, and Livestream.com.
And Alexander knocks down his second tray of the game. So Dondre Alexander very quiet for the longest of time, but not so the last 2 possessions. And now they're going to say, I believe, a scramble for the ball. They're going to say Darryl Lemire had it and was lying on the out-of-bounds line. So that'll be a Viking turnover here. As Coach Chad Lance not happy with that. He sends Laquan Turner into the lineup. Darryl Lemire will take a seat.
8:42 to go, 31-24. And just like that, Joe, we're talking about Dondre Alexander not scoring. Bam. 2 threes in a row. Just forced a turnover down here. Tell you what, he's a good ball player. This William Penn club, they're big, they're physical, and they can shoot it.
Very athletic looking team. They're very quick and they're very long. So, yeah, good ball club.
Well, again, thanks to folks at KMMO, as we're going to have some of the Viking games for you. Tonight's game on KMMO FM And then I believe a week from Saturday, both games at Baker will be on. Both games then at CMU the following Saturday, the 12th, also on KMMO. So adding KMMO to our Viking Sports Network during basketball season.
Appreciate John Wilson, Pete Hollaball, and all the folks at KMMO making this possible for us. They cover a lot of sports at KMMO, and we appreciate them squeezing us into the schedule. Right wing now. Burford brings it out. Purnell brings it out. Now tries to get it into the corner, and the ball knocked out of bounds. I believe that was Jake Fletcher that got a hand on it. So inbounding for William Penn will be Jake Gunther. Jake Gunther's checked into the Statesman lineup. Purnell around a pick, pulls up for the three. This one no good. Mitch Wood tracks down the loose ball for the Vikings. Vikes need a bucket right here. Down by 7 as we near the 8-minute mark of the first half. Ooh, nice spin move by Laquan Turner. Missed it, though, and I think they're going to get Mitch Wood over the back on the rebound.
And that is the 7th foul, so we'll shoot free throws the remainder of the half. 7th foul, both teams in the bonus now.
As we mentioned, in women's college basketball now, they play 4 10-minute quarters. The fouls start over each quarter, so when you get 5 fouls in a quarter, that's a 2-shot foul. And in the men's game, it's still the same. 2 20-minute halves, and on the 7th foul of the half, that puts a team in the 1-1. No 1-1 anymore in the women's game.
Gunther hits the first free throw.
Gunther knocks the first one down. The left-hander will have one more as Jake Gunther puts it up. Got them both, and Gunther is a senior out of Altoona, Iowa, so he extends the William Penn lead to 9 points. Vikes need a bucket. Fletcher, left-hand dribble. In the corner to Wood. Mitch fakes a three-pointer.
Might have got away with a walk.
Yeah. William Penn wanted a walk, no call. Cook outside, comes around a Burton screen. Now Byron down the middle, bounces it off the foot of one of the Statesmen. And now saving it in the corner for William Penn was Nick Jeffries. Ooh, a lot of contact there as that time Laquan Turner runs into Dondre Alexander. Or was that Byron Cook? Byron Cook runs into DeAndre Alexander, and that's going to be a foul on Byron. That's going to put Cook on the line for a 1-1. That'll be Cook's first foul of the game as Alexander will go to the line for a 1-1.
Jordan Bowling checks back in, but boy, you don't really realize what's happened here, and all of a sudden it's a 9-point game, and Alexander's at the free throw line.
Again, Dondre Alexander averages almost 29 points a game. Leading scorer for the Vikings so far this year, Brody Grodewald. Brody averaging 21 points even. And the first free throw by Alexander is good. Give him 7 so far in the game. He'll have one more with 7.5 minutes left to play in the first half.
Big crowd, as you said, and they want something to happen positive for the Vikings here.
Second shot by Alexander is perfect. So Vikes need a bucket right here. They're down by the biggest deficit of the game. They trail by 11. Cook dribbles right in front of the William Penn bench. In the corner to Turner. Turner hands back to Grodewald. Need him to get hot from the outside. Grodewald picked up by Jeffries. Wrap around into Bowling. Jordan goes up strong. Good. Basket at 1. Nice strong move. And Jordan Bowling, Ken, is not that big. He only stands 6'4", but he plays very big, very physical in the middle. That time he got the ball, went up strong, got the basket, and draws the foul.
Yeah, he just took that right up through about 2 pairs of arms and somehow got it off the glass, and chance for the conventional three-point play here.
So Jordan Bowling, that's just what the Vikings needed right there. He can make this an 8-point game if he can knock down this free throw. Joe Bo's shot is good. So Bowling has 5 points in the game, including a perfect 3 out of 3 from the line. It's an 8-point game with 7 minutes left to play in the half. Like bench yelling defense right in front of us. Oh, wow. And Brady Burford, that's his 3rd slam of the game as he goes right down the baseline. Nobody picked him up, and he slams this one home.
Well, I'm not sure he wanted to get his way the way he was
charging down that baseline. He had a full head of steam. Bowling with a 3. Head of the key. This one off the right side. Missed it. Rebound, Burford ahead quickly to Levy. Levy to Gunther. Gunther's left-hand jump shot, no good. Nice strong rebound by Ravi Burton for the Vikings. Quickly ahead to Cook. Ryan down the middle. In the corner to Turner. Turner's jump shot hit the front of the rim, but a nice offensive rebound by Bowling. Bowling inside again, another bucket and one. As Jordan Bowling once again got the offensive rebound, turned to the middle, went up strong, kissed it off the glass, hit the bucket, and draws the foul. And I tell you, a couple of big plays by Jobo here to keep the Vikings alive here.
Jake Gunther will pick up the foul. That is his second. Nice head and shoulder fake by Bowling. It just took it right at him.
Bowling can make it a 7-point game. Vikes hanging tough here, and Bowling knocks it down. So what a lift. Jordan Bowling, he is out of Crane, Missouri. They had a good boys and girls high school basketball team last year. He's a junior. Bowling trims the William Penn lead to 7.
Vikes are 9 out of 11 from the line.
Alexander in the corner, back outside to Purnell. Now nice ball fake by Alexander. His 3 in the air, missed it. Nice rebound, Grotewald for the Vikings. Here comes Missouri Valley. Grotewald quickly to the rack, up and in. And boy, what a nice reverse flip shot that time by Brody Grotewald. He went to his left, flipped it back underneath with the right hand. It's a 5-point deficit. Vikes on a run right now. They were down by 11, and they're on a 6-0 run right now. And that run just stopped as Jake Gunther knocks a left-handed 3-point jumper off the baseline out of the corner. And now Cook tries to whip it inside to Ravi, and the ball goes off the big guy's hands out of bounds. So 5.5 left to play, 40-32. William Penn has led most of the way here in the first half.
Not a bad idea, but when your big guy comes in, you've got to get the ball chest high. He threw it at his knees, and that's tough for the big guy to
You
grab
can do that to a
run.
guard, but not to one of the big guys. William Penn now looks like they want to run a little bit of clock as Coach John Henry stands up and said slow things down. Vikes need a stop right here. Burford guarded by Burton. Down low, shot up and in. And they get that ball down low that time to Shane Bosick. And Bosick becomes the 8th Statesman to score in the game. Grotewald down the middle. His runner won't go, but nice hustle by Brody as Brody gets his own offensive rebound. Good hustle that time. Cook outside. Vikes need a bucket here. In the corner, and there's a foul right there as Grotewald is wrapped up by Antonio Levy. And I believe, Ken, that'll be Levy's second foul.
Coach John Henry just threw his hands up in the air. He said, why? Levy fouled Gronwald, and Gronwald was, he wasn't going anywhere in that corner. He was in trouble and just reached in and fouled him. So Gronwald goes to the free throw line. Let's see if Brody can knock these down.
Again, Brody Gronwald, you're going to enjoy watching him play this year if he misses the first free throw. But Brody is a 6-foot junior out of Carthage, Illinois, averaging 21 points a game coming into tonight.
Well, he just missed his first free throw of the year. He's 5 out of 6 now.
He'll have one more, got the second one. So Gronwald gets 1 out of 2, give him 8 points in the game. Vikes need a stop right here. 4:41 left to play. It's a 9-point game. There's a jumper missed by Alexander. Tip try, no good. Nice rebound, Ravi Burton for the Vikings. Here comes Gronewald on the run. Ravi with a 3. Got it. Hey, let's see the big guy knock one down. And boy, what a first half Ravi Burton's having as he knocks down a triple. I got him at 15 points so far, Ken. There's a 3, missed that time. That 3 taken by Bosick. And nice rebound by Gronewald. Here come the Vikings. They've cut it to 6. Hit another 3, Ravi. Let's make it a 3-point game. Wrap around down to the big guy. Ravi drives inside. Oh, this one just barely misses. Tip try by Turner, or by Cook, misses. Burford, and boy, that time Burford runs over Jordan Bowling, but they say Jordan's feet not set. That's going to be a blocking foul on Jordan. As that looked like that maybe could have been a charge, but they say Joe Bo not set that time, so that'll be a foul on him, and that's going to put Brady Burford on the line for 2 shots. That's Bowling's second foul.
9th foul on the Vikings. So
I thought the big guy was set pretty good that time.
Yeah, I did too.
Well. Brody Burford, he's 1 for 4 from the line.
He is a load inside, isn't he? He's tough.
He's got 7 points. 3 of those have come via the slam dunk route. First shot by Burford's good. And I mean, Ken, he's had 3 monster jams so far. Bowling comes out. Mitch Wood comes back into the Missouri Valley lineup. Burford will have one more with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in the first half. Second shot by the senior from Chicago is good, so Burford knocks down both free throws, lead back up to 8. And Burford will sit down. Coming back into the lineup will be Nick Jeffries for William Penn. Cook, Burton, Lemire, Mitch Wood, and Brody Gronewald, the 5 on the floor for the Vikings right now. Burton, head of the key. Robbie just nailed a 3 minutes ago. Boy, he drives in strong, leaves this one a little bit short. And Alexander's going to be fouled on the rebound.
And let's see who they call this one on.
Darryl Lemire. Lemire gets his second. So I've got Lemire with 2, Peterson with 2, and Bowling with 2 for the Vikings.
Turner will come back in.
Both teams will be in the double bonus for the rest of the half. 3.5 minutes left to go as Alexander to shoot 2. First one misses, so he is human.
Yep, 2 out of 3. And this team only shoots 65% from the line. Again, this 5 games in, but only 42 out of 57 coming into this game. And they're about at that percentage in this game.
Alexander will have one more. See if the Vikes can nab a rebound, see if we can get him to miss one more. Second shot is good. So Alexander gets 1 out of 2. He's got 9 in the game.
Pretty quiet 9 too, you know?
Yeah. I don't think he scored his first one until about 9 minutes left to play in the half. 3:28 left, 45-36. William Penn, the Statesman on top here on the road. Robbie Burton goes in and slams it. Oh, what a big-time move. Robbie got that on the right wing, went right down that lane and slammed it home. The crowd loves that one. I've got him with 17 points in the game.
He was not going to be denied.
The big guy came to play tonight,
oh, boy, did he ever.
And we've seen him on nights like this, Ken, when he can be almost unstoppable. There's a long 3 he misses. Battle for the loose ball, and boy, Charles Knowles goes high, but now Gronewald gets a steal for the Vikings. We've got a 7-point game. 2:48 left to play in the half. Cook, left-hand dribble into the lane, and Cook's going to be grabbed on the drive. And that foul that time, I believe, is going to come up.
Jeffries.
Jeffries? Yep. Nick Jeffries gets the call. That's his first foul. That'll put Brian Cook on the line for 2 shots here. Cook's first shot off the side, no good.
Ryan, the other night, did pretty well from the line. Last year, he struggled from the line. He hit his first 4 last game and then missed a couple, but missed this first one.
Brian, a 5'11 sophomore out of Fort Worth, Texas. Second year he started at the point guard position for the Vikings. Really played well in the postseason last year. Missed both free throws here, though. So Cook misses both. Ball back to William Penn. 2.5 minutes left to play in the half. 45-38. The Statesman holding to a 7-point lead right now. There's a jump shot by Knowles, misses. Nice rebound by Laquan Turner. Turner brings it down the court on the right side. Now he'll hand it to Cook to set the offense. Coach Chad Lance kneeling in front of the bench, trying to get the offense, get some movement on offense. Head of the key to Wood. Wood left wing, Turner. Turner fakes a 3, back to Gronewald. Brody tries to drive inside, goes to the ground, but maintained possession. Good coordination that time by Gronewald. Now a runner by Brody, good. Wow, he was completely off balance that time, and Brody Gronewald put that one up off balance and knocked it down. Give him 10 points in the game. It's a 5-point game. This is as close as the Vikes have been for a while. Need a stop here on defense. In the corner, driving to the baseline. There's a jumper off the baseline. That one misses by Bosick. Here comes Laquan Turner. Turner inside, and he's fouled. So Laquan Turner got the outlet pass, took it right down the lane, flipped it up, and he draws a 2-shot foul. So if he can knock a couple down, he could bring the Vikings within 3 with 1:27 left to play in the first half.
Second straight foul on Nick Jeffries, and coming in for the Vikings will be Carl Washington after this first free throw.
Laquan Turner at the line for 2 shots. First one is good. Laquan Turner is a junior out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You ever been to Baton Rouge?
Yes, I have.
I have not.
Fun town.
I bet it is. I think every play, Louisiana is fun.
Yeah, a Saturday night football game in Baton Rouge at LSU, there's nothing like it.
Turner knocks down the first one, misses the second one, so Laquan gets 1 out of 2, but in doing that, brings the Vikings within 4 with 1:22 left to play.
Yeah, New Orleans, Baton Rouge.
Oh, yeah, that's
fun anywhere down that country.
Fun territory, isn't it?
Yep.
Vikings trail by as many as 11. They've cut it down to 4. And there's a traveling violation as that time Shane Bosick tries to drive inside, shuffles the feet. So that'll be a turnover. So with 1:10 left to play, the Vikings can make it a 2-point game. They can make it a single-point game if they nail a 3 right here.
Yeah, they were down double digits.
Grotewall, ball fake, goes baseline, tried to get it outside, now taken away by Purnell. Ahead to Knowles. Knowles puts it in. So a steal that time. Good job running the floor by the Statesmen. They extend the lead to 47-41. We're under a minute to play here in the first half. Cook goes baseline. Oh, nice pass inside. Basket at 1. It was a great pass that time by Brian Cook as he hits Carl Washington. Washington slashing to the bucket. Cook drew the double team, found Carl open and gets it into him. And I'll tell you, the Vikes doing a pretty good job of locating the open man inside right now, Ken.
And Trey Collins will check in for the Vikings.
That's foul number 3 on Charles Knowles of William Penn. And right now, Carl Washington can make this a 3-point game with 40 seconds left to play. And he does. So nice job by the big guy. He went up strong, got the basket, drew the foul, and knocked down the free throw. So Vikes down by 11 have gotten up and gotten right back in this thing. Yep. A lot of basketball left here. Alexander goes inside and puts the runner in. They're going to call an offensive foul. As that time they saved Andre Alexander out of control going down the baseline. He got the bucket, but it will not count. As that's a push off, an offensive foul on Alexander. That's his second. So, Ken, with 27 seconds left to play, the Vikes with a 3 could tie this thing up.
We need a traffic cop here. Lance is bringing people in and out so fast. There's about 18 people running in front of us here.
We won't try to identify everybody that just came in.
We only have 5 on the floor, so everything worked out.
We do know Brian Cook's bringing it across the top. The clock shot is turned off down to 15 seconds in the half. Man-to-man by William Penn. Cook tried to dribble around Alexander. Now spins to the left, inside, flips it up, missed it. Rebound, Burford, 3, 2, and there's a foul, I believe, right ahead of the buzzer with 2.3 seconds left to play. That's going to be a foul on Brian Cook, and I don't think that's exactly what Chad Lance wanted there.
Well, Brian Cook arguing, but in that situation, Joe, you don't even come close to him. He's a good 50 feet from the basket. You do not even come close. You don't let the officials even think about making that call.
Cook went down the lane, put up the left-hand shot, could have trimmed the lead to 1. He missed it, then draws a foul in the backcourt. And the first free throw misses. That's by Alexander. That's the second free throw he's missed. He's 4 out of 6. He'll have one more right here to try to give William Penn a 5-point or a 4-point lead. Second shot's good, so the Statesmen lead it by 4. 2 seconds left. Long pass by Wood, and that ends the first half. So the Vikings, who trailed by as many as 11 at one time here in the first half, have climbed right back in this thing. They've made it a 4-point game at halftime, 48-44. The William Penn Statesmen on top.
We'll be back with the statistics. We're also going to talk about soccer, the Valley Soccer's team ready for the national tournament Saturday. And we'll talk about NAI football. Those pairings are out as well. It's all coming up.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Missouri. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome to the Maya Miguel Challenge. Meet Maya and the gang.
Oh, hi, I'm Maya.
Maya and her friends want you to get up and play, because it's always more fun to be active.
There's mountain biking, boating and fishing, mountain climbing and spelunking. Let's get started.
Get ready to take the Maya and Miguel Challenge.
Let's see.
Just go to letsmove.gov and look for Maya and Miguel. You'll find tons of fun activities that'll help keep you healthy and active. Muy activo. You can also check out healthy recipes to try with your family, play cool games, and get free downloads. So come hang out with Maya, Miguel, and the whole gang. Go! Remember, whether you play sports, run, dance, or jump in place, just get up and play at least an hour a day. And don't forget, eat healthy to be your best. Maya and Miguel will show you how at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and the Department of Health and Human Services.
Well, let's take a look at the scoring, Joe, of that first half. Wow, 48-44. It's been an entertaining basketball.
Yeah, a very fast-paced game, Ken. Both teams up and down the floor. Let's look at the Vikings first. They trail again by 4. Great first half by Ravi Burton. Ravi with 18 points and 5 rebounds for the senior out of St. John's, Antigua. He's the only Viking in double figures, followed by Jordan Bowling. Jordan had a couple of big three-point plays late in the half, and right in the middle of that Viking comeback. So Burton with 18, Bowling with 8. Then it dips off to 3 by Carl Washington. Carl had that three-point play at the end of the half. 2 points apiece for Darrell Amir and Mitch Wood. And then 1 free throw in the first half for Laquan Turner. And that's it. So most of it, 26 out of the 44 points by Bowling, or by Burton and Bowling. Looking at William Penn for the Statesman, a couple players in double figures. Antonio Levy, he had 14 points. He was 5 out of 6 from beyond the arc. Again, Levy leads the way with 14. Also in double figures, Dondre Alexander with 10, but that's an off half for him. He averages almost 29 points a game. So Levy with 14, Alexander with 10. Then 9 points for Brady Burford, including 3 slam dunks. 4 points for Charles Knowles off the bench. 5 points for Jake Gunther, including 1 3-point shot. And then 2 points each for Josh Caldwell, Jesse Purnell, and Shane Bosick.
All right, how about shooting percentages?
Well, both teams shot it pretty well. The Vikings were 15 out of 33 for 45.5%, but the Vikings only 2 out of 8 from beyond the arc, 12 out of 18 from the free throw line. William Penn, 16 out of 34 for 47% from the field, but here's a big stat, 7 out of 14 from beyond the arc, and 4 of those, of course, were by Levy. The rebounds, fairly even. William Penn, slight edge there, 21-17, but pretty evenly played first half.
All right, if you missed it earlier, the women's score, 93 points by Valley, defeated William Penn 93-72, and in that ball game, Deidre McCoy had 23 points officially. Andressa Augusto had 17, 14 for Savannah Enlow, and 11 for Kiana Horton. So good balanced scoring. And Kay Young had 21 to lead the visitors, but the Vikings go to 1-0 in conference play. Other women's games, Monday night, Mid-American Nazarene knocked off Culver 61-47. Here are the other scores from tonight. Benedictine over Peru 75-58. CMU beat Evangel 76-59. Grandview over Graceland 84-58. And it was Baker over Avila 66-46. The Missouri Valley College men are seeded number 4 in the National Soccer Tournament, which begins Saturday on Greg Mitchell Field, and we'll talk about that in just a moment on the Viking Sports Network. You're listening to KMMO Marshall, Stretch Internet, Livestream.com.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement.
Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
but I know they're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education, brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier-hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about soccer. Joe's going to head to Lamoni on Saturday. Both Viking basketball teams take on Graceland. We'll have those for you on the audio on Stretch Internet at 2 and 4. But I'll be here at Greg Mitchell Field at Volney Ashford Stadium as the Vikings will take on Mount Mercy, Iowa in the first round of the national tournament in men's soccer. The Vikings, the number 4 seed, that is the highest they have been as far as a seed in the national tournament. And how it works in soccer, it's not like football where you continue to play at home until the final game. After the first round, all the teams head to Delray Beach, Florida, and they'll continue play November 30th through December 5th. So that in itself is a plus. Get that first round win. It's supposed to be anywhere from 38 to 41 degrees on Saturday, and then pack it up and head to the beach of Florida to finish your soccer. So that's the way to do it.
Well, I remember it was either 2 or 3 years ago. We're in here broadcasting a basketball game, and the soccer team, I don't know if they won the conference tournament or won a trip into the Nationals or what, but it was a big win for them. And they came up in the balcony kind of to our right above us. Well, they had quite a celebration up there. They were dancing and just having a blast. And the soccer, both the men's and the women's soccer programs here have had quite a bit of success.
Yeah. And anyway, Mount Mercy will be here. They're 15-4-1. They'll be in the conference next year, but not this year. Missouri Valley 17-2-1. The Vikings also won the postseason conference tournament. They finished second in the conference by tiebreaker behind Baker, but then knocked off Baker 2-1 in double overtime last Friday night to get the number 4 seed. So they will take on Mount Mercy. We'll have that for you on the video on live stream at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Mid-American Nazarene, that was the team the Vikings defeated in the semifinals, but they made it. Roosevelt, Illinois will be in Olathe Saturday afternoon. And then Baker also will be at home. They'll take on Wiley, Texas. And then Columbia College made it as well. Ashford, Iowa will be the opponent there. So very good showing. Joe, we talk about the Heart of America Conference, how strong it is in basketball and football. Well, I think in men's soccer, it's probably as strong, if not more respected as that highly regarded a conference for men's soccer. And Vlade Simic has just done a sensational job at Valley. We're getting to that point you almost expect that men's team to be a high seed in the postseason every year.
Well, they made that trip to the national tournament last year. It'll be good to see him get a chance to go back again, hopefully. And, yeah, he's done a very good job. And soccer, soccer is a sport that's getting bigger and bigger all the time. And now, the soccer team used to play on their own field, but since they put the turf on Greg Mitchell Field, Volney Ashford Stadium, the soccer plays on the same field as the football team does.
And Drew Hawkins is standing over here. He helps with the scoring of the women's basketball. And, of course, he's the assistant coach, also the women's coach, and they do a wonderful job as well. So that's what's happening. We'll have basketball for you Saturday on Stretch. and the audio and then the video of the soccer at 1 o'clock. It's going to be a busy weekend.
You know, I've got to say hi to Shelby Woodward. Shelby is the girlfriend of Viking assistant coach Andre Scott. Shelby's also the head women's volleyball coach at Wentworth, and they went 20-16 this year. Shelby's first year as head coach, really did a good job with them and really did an outstanding job. So I told Andre I was going to tell Shelby hello, and she listens in to us quite a bit. So hopefully, Shelby, I hope you're tuned in tonight.
All right. Speaking of volleyball, the national tournament comes up December 1st through the 5th in Sioux City, Iowa. Very nice center they have. I believe it's a ConAgra, Tyson Center in Sioux City. And a couple teams in the Heart of America Conference, Evangel, will be involved in that, as will Mid-America Nazarene. Mid-America Nazarene will host Union, Kentucky Saturday. Evangel will host Our Lady of the Lake, Texas, and Ottawa, Kansas also is in. So that's going on. Women's soccer, we'll talk about that as we get a chance. And also football, we'll talk about that at one of our breaks. Might as well just mention the women's soccer first round games this Saturday in the national tournament. Benedictine is one of the top seeds. They will host Trinity International, Illinois. Baker will host Viterbo, Wisconsin. Columbia College is in, and also Park, Missouri, out of Kansas City is in. So good luck to all of those teams. Let's take a break. When we come back, we should be about ready for the start of the second half. We've got a good one here, 48-44, William Penn over Missouri Valley, the opening night of the Heart of America Conference. And we'll be back to tell you about it in just a couple of minutes.
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. I don't know if you've noticed, but we got a lot of food in this country. A lot of peaches, a lot of corn, a lot of apples, a lot of everything. We've got so much food that we can't even eat it all. So if we got all this extra food, how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? I just don't get it. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to the hungry kids who need it. They can get you food even if you live in Idaho or Alaska or somewhere crazy like that. This isn't complicated. We got extra food and we've got hungry kids. Feeding America's done the math. Now it's your turn. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. I know you got internet on your phone, so what are you waiting for? We can't do it without your help. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, both teams back on the floor. We're about ready for the second half. KMMO-FM Marshall, Stretch Internet, Livestream.com. Glad to have you with us. By the way, Monday night, the conference season actually got underway, and Culver Stockton went on the road to Mid-America Nazarene and won 90-88. So, Joe, if this first half and that score is any indication, it's going to be one heck of a year, men's basketball in the Heart of America Conference.
Probably Culver Stockton and Peru State, the fastest paced offenses in the conference. Both those teams just run and shoot. But it seems like Culver Stockton, since Jack Schrader's been the head coach there, they've had the ability to speed everybody else up. They get other teams to play at their pace, it seems like. And that sounds like that's what happened with Mid-America the other night, 90-88.
All right, we're ready to go, and here come the Vikings as we just get started in the second half, trailing by 4. By the way, Preston Hyde is watching tonight, and he wants to shout out as Robbie Burton knocks down his second triple of the ball game. 48, they're going to call it a 2, I guess, 48-46. As Rob hits that one from the top of the key. Preston Hyde was here for a few years.
Yeah, great guy. Preston's a head high school coach now down south, I believe, South Missouri.
Here's an inside move, and Robbie with a block. As he having a game, 20 points already. Gronwald quickly. Lemire dumps it baseline. Burton launches. Got it! It's a triple for Robbie Burton. It's 49-48. Vikings by a point, and the big guy is rolling.
23 points for Robbie Burton, and boy, he's put the team on his shoulders tonight.
2 buckets and a block shot here. Here's Alexander, top of the key, working against Lemire. Now they'll give it off to Purnell. Purnell down the middle, stops. 12-footer rolling around, off, no good. Bowling with a rebound. Gives it off to Cook. Bryan pushes it up the left side. Now back to the middle of the floor. Takes it to the free throw line. Tries to get it back outside. It's knocked away, taken away. Ball loose on the floor. It's going to be picked up by Purnell. And now Purnell flips it up and in.
Yeah, nice move that time by Jesse Purnell.
And a foul as it's going to be called on one of the Pioneers trying to take away the inbounds pass, and that is going to be a quick foul on Levy, his third.
You know, this is the night where the crowd has to take charge. William Penn a long way from home, and we've got a good home crowd here, so need to take advantage of this.
And here's a travel on Darryl Lemire. Tried to put a little shake and bake move on at the top of the key and moved the pivot foot. So
I think about them coming down here on a Wednesday night, then I remember we've got to go up there later on in the year on a Wednesday night.
I'm sure the weather will be beautiful. And
sunny,
part of
sunny and 75 in February probably.
50-49, Statesman with a lead. Here's Purnell, top of the key. Vikings stay in their man-to-man defense. Levy, he of the three-point shooter. Top of the key, lets another one fly. This one up the front of the rim. Gronwald with a rebound. Long pass down to Cook. Layup good. Vikings lead. Cook running the floor. Perfect pass from Gronwald. And it's 51-50 Viking.
That's Brian's first basket of the night. And he really got loose that time on the fast break. Good pass by Gronwald to find him.
Now Alexander, top of the key. Step back move, doesn't pull the shot. Nice pass to the inside with a left hand to Burford, and he's fouled.
I think that's Darryl Lemire, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Darryl saddled with a foul, and that'll be his third, I believe.
That's his third foul, 17:46 to go. 51-50, Valley with the lead. Turner will check in. Lemire will check out with those three fouls. Laquan Turner back in. There's number 30 on that gray Viking uniform. Alexander takes the inbounds pass, top of the key. Tries to get around the screen by Burford. Step back outside the three-point line. Rims this one in and out. Offensive rebound put back up and in, however, by Caldwell. And the Statesman lead 52-51. Turner right in front of the Viking bench. Leaves it around to Gronwald. Gronwald looks for a shot, not there. They go try to get it down low to Bowling, and stepping in the way was Burford. Knocked it out of bounds. Boy, he is everywhere. He's a good player. Brady of Burford.
How about Jordan Bowling? We talked about Robbie Bird, but what a lift did Jordan Bowling give the team in their comeback in the first half of those two back-to-back three-point plays.
Here's Gronwald from the baseline. Shot no good, but he's fouled. He'll shoot two. He hits the deck. It would have been a two-point bucket, but after the foul on Purnell, which I believe is his third, Gronwald will go to the free throw line. Brody is 1 for 2 from the line, has 10 points. Make it 11.
I think we're going to enjoy watching him play this year.
Oh, yeah. And he knocks down both free throws.
He knew when that left his hand, it was good. He started down court.
53-52 Valley, 17-18 to go here in this one. The conference opener from Grover C. Redford Gymnasium on the campus of Missouri Valley College. Caldwell, top of the key to Burford. Burford swings it around to the left side. Shot is up and rolling in for Levy. Is that another three? It is. That's his fifth triple of the ball game. Robbie, top of the key, underneath the Bowling. Bowling spins in the lane. Head and shoulder fake. Puts it up. Scores. Took it right at Burford and scored. Bowling now double figures with 10. 55 all. So we haven't solved a thing. Burford crashes in the lane. Gets it to Caldwell. His shot rejected by Burton, and they're going to call a foul.
Whoa. And I'll tell you what, it is very physical inside right now. You've got some very big athletic bodies in there banging around, and that time foul's going to come up on Robbie. That's only his second foul, but that was questionable, but that's going to put Caldwell on the line for 2 shots.
Joe, I think he got the block, but I think he only he just swatted that ball. I think just so much arm movement, they just called the foul.
I think so. A lot of contact underneath.
Yeah. Caldwell hits free throw.
Peterson gets set to come back in for the Vikings.
Second free throw is good by Caldwell, and that's going to bring Peterson in. Aaron Peterson, 6'9" junior. He's a big guy out of Texas. 57-55. Cook off to Jordan Bowling. Turner on the left wing, back out front to Cook. Ryan a couple of dribbles. Gronwald fakes the 3, gets around a screen, goes baseline, puts up the shot, and he was fouled before the shot. It's going to be on Burford, I believe, coming out to help defensively.
Is that his first foul?
Wow.
I think it is. I think that's his. He's been all over the place, and that's his first foul.
All right. And that's the 3rd team foul on the Statesman. Cook, top of the key, starts to drive left side, out to Bowling. Jordan gives it around. Turner drives right side, kicks it back to Gronwald, fakes the 3, now drives in the lane. Little teardrop, got it. Oh, is that pretty? Gronwald, 57 all, 16-10 to go.
What a nice touch that time by Brody on the runner. Just kind of flipped it underhanded up in the air. A perfect shot.
57 all, 16 minutes to go. He played at John Wood Community College in Quincy. Same place that Brad Hamilton and James Lane came from. Now a nice spin move around Peterson for Burford. He slams it home again.
Is that his 4th slam dunk of the night? I think it is.
You shoot a pretty good percentage when you get 2-hand slams. Here's Gronwald underneath, gets it into Bowling, and a foul is going to be called, I believe, on Caldwell. Nope, they're going to call on Burford again, his second. He and Caldwell were both there, but Burford gets the call, 59-57.
I mean, Jordan Bowling working very hard down low. He really wanted the ball that time, and he got it and draws the foul.
Peterson tries to get it into Bowling, and Burford knocked it away. This Brady Burford, he has been everywhere. Played most of the minutes, didn't he?
He's dunked more balls tonight than most guys will dunk in a career.
He played almost 16 minutes of the first half, and he'll play that many in the second half, I'm sure. 15:42 to go. Brody Thompson in for the first time. Has the ball knocked away as he gets the inbounds pass from Cook, but it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Statesman, Antonio Levy. So Turner will inbound right at the hash mark on the far side of the field, or the far side of the court. Leaves it now to Thompson. Brody, Republic, Missouri, his home. Gives it off to Gronwald. High post Peterson, the big guy, fires it underneath the Bowling. Jordan in the lane, kicks it back to Turner baseline. 7-footer, no good. Rims it out. Rebound pulled down by Burford. Ahead it comes to Alexander. He'll fire, won't go. Peterson keeps it alive, but he goes right to Brody Thompson. Brody between the legs with the dribble. Gets to the double team. Free throw line. Kicks it off to Gronwald in the corner for 3. Won't go. Long rebound comes down now to Levy. Levy, top of the key. He stops. Fires. He can't hit. Peterson keeps it alive. It goes to Jordan Bowling. He has it knocked away and a foul on Levy.
That's going to be number 4 on Levy, I believe. And he's having a big night. He has 17 points. And I believe he just picked up his 4th foul.
And Joe, his last 2 fouls, remember he had the one deep in the defensive end, and now this one, both really useless fouls because you're 70 feet from the basket.
He's really shot the ball better tonight than Alexander has. Alexander averaging almost 30 points a game.
Alexander has 11, or excuse me, let's check Alexander. I don't think he has that many. He only has 10. Turner loses it. It's picked up by the aforementioned Alexander. Goes in, layup good. Well, I mentioned the guy, and he says, I'll show you that I can score.
As soon as we start talking about him, he'll probably light it up.
With a steal and a bucket, 61-57, 4-point lead for the Statesmen. Bowling, low block, turns to the basket, has that one swatted out by Burford, but it'll still be Viking ball. 16 on the shot clock.
That time Jordan needed that head and shoulder fake. He had Burford up in the air. He could have drawn the foul, but a good timed block that time by Burford.
Here is Gronwald. Baseline scores. He faked the shot from about 18, drove through 2 defenders. Again, that little teardrop shot and was fouled.
Yeah, boy, he just made that head and shoulder fake, got a couple of defenders up in the air and went right down that baseline with the left hand and flipped up the runner. And he's got a nice touch on that shot.
And the foul is on Jeffries, and Gronwald hits again. And how about Brody Gronwald? I've got him with 17.
That's what I've got.
Turner comes out. Good minutes there. Jake Fletcher's in. So it is Thompson, Fletcher, Gronwald, Peterson, and Bowling.
If this game stays close, we're going to slip Andre Scott, James Lane, Brad Hamilton, and Joe Williams in the lineup for a couple of minutes. Is that okay?
I don't think we could get away with that. Here's Alexander down the middle all the way, crashing into the lane, and it's going to be a blocking foul, I think. And they're going to call Bowling with a foul, his third. 61-60.
Coach Chad Lance walks out to assist the officials a little bit on that last call.
They didn't hear him. Or they may have heard him, but they did not recognize him, I should say. All right, here's Alexander to line. 4 out of 6 from the line. First one good. Averages almost 29 points a game. He's a long ways from that. Bowling will check out. Brody Thompson is out. Cook back into the lineup. And Mitch Wood, 6'7" junior, comes in. 14 minutes to go, 62-60. William Penn. Alexander at the line. And this one is no good. And what do we have here?
I think that's a foul on one of the William Penn players, I think, went over the back.
Caldwell. So Caldwell picked up the foul. We're going to be shooting a lot of free throws. That's already the 7th foul on William Penn with 6 minutes in the second
good.
half.
That's good. Keep them coming.
All right. So Wood will be at the free throw line here.
Pretty good crowd here tonight, Ken. There are not many empty seats over on that those bleachers across from us.
Great crowd. Mitch Wood's free throw barely grazes the front iron. It's no good. Burford with the rebound. So now William Penn, for one of the few times, kind of slowing things down, working their half-court game as Purnell works the right side against Cook. They'll lob it baseline, right side. Try to back Alexander in the lane. Little head and shoulder fake. He goes up and scores. Well, he's a bigger body than Gronwald, and that's a tough matchup for Brody.
He's a player. There's no doubt about it. He's a good player.
64-60. Fletcher right in front of us. Now brings it top of the key. High post to Wood. Back to Fletcher. Top of the key. Hands it to Cook on the weave. Cook being guarded by Purnell. Backs away on the far side of the court with 9 on the shot clock. Cook drives down the middle. No look pass to Wood. It's off his fingertips out of bounds. The Vikings turn it over. Down by 4, 13-17 to go.
Now checking back into the Viking lineup for the first time, Elijah Eccles. Elijah Eccles comes into the lineup, and he's a senior out of Columbia, 6'5".
Played out of Columbia Hickman, I do believe, and also Darryl Lemire back in. Peterson stays in, along with Gronwald and Cook. 64-60, 13:08 to go, and the guys in blue have the basketball. Those are the Statesmen.
Need a stop right here.
Good pass to Caldwell. He's free throw line. Double team, kicks it back out. Now they'll work to Burford. His 7-footer, no good. Ball comes all the way out to the mid-court stripe where it's picked up by Lemire. Spin move blocked by Burford. Oh, my. And it's going to be Viking ball. Good move by Lemire, and Burford was there to swat that one out.
Burford plays up above the rim a good part of the time.
He's a player.
Yep. Not that good a shooter from the outside, but you get him down on that block, he's dynamite.
Yeah. Cook will inbound the ball. 12:47 to go. 64-60, William Penn. Cook will inbound the ball, looking for Lemire. Still looking, gets it into Peterson. Peterson puts it on the floor. His runner from the baseline hits the side of the backboard. And the rebound pulled down by Jeffries. Jeffries quickly to Alexander. Right side, here he comes. Crossover dribble, down the middle. Kicks it off into the corner to Caldwell. Back out top of the key to Purnell. Purnell holds it. And will set up the offense. 12:20 to go. Back to Alexander. Alexander leaves it off for Jeffries. Jeffries inside the lane with the right hand and scores. It's a 6-point game. Joe, we need a bucket. This crowd's awfully quiet now.
Yeah, and I think Robbie Burton's on the bench resting. He should be rested up, ready to give the
Speaking of, here he comes. Here's Lemire, top of the key. Eccles, he'll try about a 14-footer off the heel of the rim, no good. Peterson keeps it alive, but it goes to Burford. Burford leaves it off to Purnell. And it is quiet in here right now. The crowd waiting to explode.
Yeah, I need another slam by Robbie to get this crowd back in this thing.
11:51 to go. Alexander, long three. Got it.
That was an NBA three there.
And he is starting to heat up. And, folks, just like that, the lead is 9, 69 to 60, 11:47. And, Joe, players like Dondre Alexander, you can keep them down, but all of a sudden they'll go on a run where they'll score 7 or 9 in a row, and the next thing you know, they're at their average.
Who was that? Was that Joe Johnson from Culver Stockton that did that a couple years ago? Didn't even know you were in the gym. He was in the gym, and all of a sudden you look up and he scored 12 of the last 16 points.
Yep. Here are the other games tonight. Here's the rest of the schedule. Peru's at Benedictine, Evangel at CMU. Evangel at CMU. Baker will be at Avila. And I believe Grandview and Graceland are playing tonight as well. I do believe that's what we have on the schedule. Peru, Benedictine, Evangel, CMU, and Baker at Avila. And again, it's Grandview and Graceland playing there. New coaches at Graceland. You're going to see 2 new coaches. You won't know who to look for on Saturday.
No, and we had Rich Harrop was the women's coach there for a long time, and Jeff Hamilton, men's coach, both a couple of class guys. I'll miss not talking to them before the game, but that's always if you've never been to Graceland Fieldhouse, I guarantee you've never seen a building quite like it.
Yeah. Good crowd
as far as design.
Good crowd watching on live stream, listening on Stretch, and also on KMMO FM Marshall tonight. Glad to have you with us on the Viking Sports Network. Vikes need a run here. 11:46 to go. 69 to 60. Valley trailing a very good Statesman team from William Penn out of Oskaloosa, Iowa. Cook working that right side, brings it back top of the key. Almost stumbled. Now goes to Ravi at the high post. Ravi, double team, triple team, loses the ball, picked up by Peterson. Peterson is going to be fouled on a blocking foul, and this time it's the William Penn bench. John Henry who wanted a charge and didn't get the call.
See who that foul comes up against. I was kind of screened out right there. I think is that Caldwell? If that's him, that's his 4th.
So he has 4. Levy has 4. Let's see if big Aaron Peterson can knock down a free
Aaron to
throw
drop a couple down here. Aaron has not scored tonight. He's had several rebounds, but a chance to get in the scoring column as he'll be on the line for a 1-and-1. That's the 8th team foul of the half against William Penn. The Vikes have committed only 3.
Some perspiration on the floor. Lance says, "Can we hurry up and get it cleaned up? Let's go." Peterson, big guy out of Texas, was number 33. Somewhat of an afro, probably makes him 2 or 3 inches taller.
Yeah. Doesn't make him any shorter. I know that.
Here's the free throw. It's no good. That was his first miss of the year. I wasn't going to say that, but he was 6 for 6 free throw line. Until he missed that one.
Brody Thompson checks into the lineup, as does Laquan Turner for the Vikings.
Well, the Vikes went through one of these little spells, Joe, in the first half where they didn't score and got behind, double digits, I believe.
Down by 11 at one time, got back to within 4 at halftime.
All right, they need another run here. Peterson missed the first free throw. Aaron's second one, also too strong. Turner tips it, but he can't control it. It goes to Purnell. So those are 2 big misses by Peterson. And again, a very quiet crowd here. 11:18 to go. Alexander, 1-on-1 against Turner. Crossover dribble, and they say he carried the basketball. Well,
there's that call you say they never make, but they just did.
Well, he had that ball up around his chin.
Yeah, he did. He pretty well had that hand almost completely underneath the ball, didn't he?
They had to call that one. 11 minutes to go, 69-60. Brody Thompson off to Turner. Turner at the hash mark right in front of us. Takes it free throw line. Now kicks it off to Gronwald. Gronwald free throw line around the screen by Peterson. No shot. Turner will drive baseline. And his little 4-footer rolls off. No good. Peterson keeps it alive. Peterson with it. Yes. Oh, what a job by Aaron Peterson. He just kept tipping that ball so he finally grabbed it and scored from the left side with the right hand, and he's going right back to the line.
Yeah, good job of staying with it on the offensive glass by the Vikings. I think Robbie Burton was in there also. They kind of kept that ball alive, and Peterson a chance for the three-point play, make it a 6-point game if he can hit this.
Come on, Aaron, knock this. Ooh, he's 0 for 3 at the line. Those would be big, but he missed all 3 of them. Still a 7-point game, 69-62, 10:42 to go. Into the forecourt, Purnell. High post, Now into Burford. Burford, strong move, little jump hook in the lane with the right hand. He scores. And Burford, again, close to the bucket. He now has 13, 71-62. Brody Thompson, pass inside to Peterson, knocked away, taken away by Jeffries. Jeffries quickly to Alexander. Now they'll slow it up.
He almost carried it again.
Out front to Alexander. Dondre Alexander gives it off top of the key to Purnell. Purnell working against Thompson. Off to Burford, who comes out for it. Burford to Sykes. Underneath Burford, and he got by Ravi, scored and was fouled. Nice little give and go. Sykes to Burford, and Burford gets another bucket, and he'll go to the line. And on Burton, that's number 3.
That's 6. I've got 15 points for Burford. I don't think any of them have been more than about 2 feet from the basket.
He took one jump shot and didn't hit it. Now Burford at the line. 3 out of 6 from the free throw line. And he hits that one. Good form on that one for Burford. Big ball game for him. 74-62. The Vikes find themselves down by a dozen. And a timeout. And remember, Chad Lance can't take that timeout this year. He has to have a player take it. That's one rule change on the men's side. During live play, when the ball is live, the coach cannot call a timeout. So he had Brody Thompson take the timeout. And the Vikings are down by 12, 9:51. Joe, I think right now is when the Vikes better make a run. As I
you got to make
the crowd's
a run.
quiet, and you've got to get back into this game.
Well, and Robbie Burton's got to step up. Robbie has 23 points in the game, but is really not. He's been on the bench for a while, but really has not done much in the last several minutes. So he's your senior. He's your guy with experience. So I think he's the guy that's going to have to bring this team back, and maybe we can get Gronewald hot from the outside. You know, the Vikes were down. Like I said, they were down by 11. They're down by 12 right now, down by 11 at one time in the first half, and got back within 3 before closing out the first half behind 48-44.
Now let's see if we can make that run starting right now. Vikings with the ball. Robbie hands it off to Turner right in front of the Viking bench, which is to the left of us. Turner inside, gives it back to Thompson. Thompson hands to Gronewald. They've really shut him down. Good defense by Purnell on him. Underneath the Peterson jump in the lane.
There we go. There was a start right there.
Aaron Peterson and Burton on the floor at the same time. 74-64. Back to a 10-point deficit. Thompson working against Purnell way out by the timeline. Bounce pass in the corner to Burford. Let him have that shot. He's going to take it and miss it badly. Rebound that comes away to Peterson.
As an air ball, that got the crowd excited.
Peterson to Gronewald. Gives up the dribble to Burton. Out front, here's a 3. Probably not the shot the Vikings wanted from Peterson. And it goes off the right side, no good. 74-64, under 9 minutes remaining. Here comes Alexander to the free throw line. Skips it off into the corner for Purnell. Purnell now leans in with the left hand. Spin, move to the bucket. High off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound, Sykes. He missed it. Rebound, Turner. He can't control it. And now the Pioneers throw it out of bounds. They had about 3 or 4 shots at it, and finally it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and Sykes missed one point-blank range in there. So the Vikes get a break right there. 8:42 left to play. Vikes trail it by 10. Conference opener for both of these teams.
Gronewald on the wing right side. Gets a screen, drives baseline, kicks it out to Turner. He's open, but drives left side. Puts it up off the glass. It's blocked. And the rebound comes away to the Statesman. They get it off to Purnell.
Laquan had a good look from three-point range that time. Should have gone ahead and pulled the trigger.
74-64, 8:16 to go. Scoring drought for the Vikings, and it comes at a ill-advised time. Here's Alexander to Burford.
He walked. I think he walked. Yeah, they call offensive foul, yeah.
Going to call it on Alexander, I think. Yeah, he did. He dished the ball off, and then he ran over one of the Vikings.
Aaron Peterson, a good job of getting defensive position for the Vikings. That was a foul. And that foul comes up on Alexander. He's got 4. Antonio Levy also has 4. So they're the 2 big guns in this William Penn offense. And now Alexander's going to take a seat. So if the Vikes are going to make a run, I think now's the time they've got to do it.
Well, if we can just outlast them, their foul, maybe we'll run out of players.
Yeah. Levy's back in the game again, though he is playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah, you're right. He has 4. Caldwell, Alexander. Vikings don't have anyone with 4. We have Lemire, Burton, Bowling all with 3.
Vikes only with 4 team fouls this entire half. So
Going to be getting some chance at the line. Need to have him. John Henry in his 15th year as a head coach at William Penn. Pretty campus right on Highway 63.
Never been there.
I would. We'll be there this year.
Yes, we will.
All right, here come the Vikings. Gronwald. They won't let him have a shot, but he makes a nice pass to Rafi.
Yes,
he lays it in with foul. Well, they double-teamed Gronwald top of the key, so he knew somebody was open. It was number 44 got in the ball, laid it in, and was fouled.
Great recognition that time by Brody, and he got that ball up high where nobody but Ravi Burton could get to it and laid it right in the big man's hands up around the rim, and Ravi goes up and a chance for the three-point play. And, boy, what a big night for Ravi. I've got him at 25 points, a chance for 26 if he can knock down this free throw, and he could make it a 7-point game.
Yep, and that's the fourth foul on Knowles now.
Yep.
Robbie's free throw off the front of the rim. Caldwell with a rebound. Turner had the ball hit right in the face. Bounced off his chin. It's going to be taken down, however, by the Pioneers as Rob could not complete the three-point play.
Wow.
Underneath shot is
that could have been goaltending right there, I think.
I believe it was Levy who got the bucket. Yeah, that was close to an offensive goaltender. Almost touched that ball in the center.
Yeah, he did. I thought he did.
76-66. Gronwald, top of the key. Finds Peterson. Drives right side. Turns. Fires a 10-footer. No good. Robbie goes out. Crashes for the rebound in the corner. The ball went out of bounds. Good hustle. Just couldn't come up with it. Bowling will check in now.
Well, Vikes have to be real careful with their shot selection.
Yeah.
Now, still plenty of time to get back in this. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go. And 10-point leads nothing, especially when you're playing at home with a big crowd. But
yeah, I thought maybe Aaron took that shot just a
little
too early.
A little too quick. It was a little off balance when he took it.
You're right. 76-66, 7:14 to go. Caldwell outside the arc. Goes top of the key to Sykes. Sam Sykes gives it off to Levy. This three won't go. Burton with a rebound. Off to Cook. Bryan brings it up the left side. The Statesman back defensively. Gives it to Bowling. Gets it right back. Cook down the middle. All the way. Flips it up. Won't go again. That's a tough shot. And it wouldn't go. Levy the other way. Lobs it and throws it over the head of Caldwell.
I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar couldn't have caught that one, I don't think.
If he was standing on Moses Malone's shoulders, he could have caught it. No, that thing was a good 15 feet over his head. (76-66), 6:47 to go. Here's Brian Cook. Gronwald, free throw line extended right. Whistle, stoppage of play. That's going to be a foul.
That's foul on Caldwell. That's it for him, I think. I think he just fouled out of the game.
Now, here we go. You knew, Joe,
start the merry-go-round.
When they had 7 fouls in the first 4.5 minutes of this half, it could be a long half for them. And there's the first player out. Caldwell only had 6 points, but he was a big force inside. So John Henry going to his bench here.
He's going to send back into the lineup. He's going to
send Sykes back in. Say the next time you throw a pass, don't throw it down where they can catch it. 76-66, Valley trailing by 10, 6:39 to go. Jordan Bowling at the line. He's 4 for 4 from there, has 10 points.
Jordan, a blue-collar player in the paint, no doubt about it.
He's going to be a big part of this team this year. And got it. Got the roll. Ball bounded around off the back of the rim, but he got it to go in. Turner comes out. Lanier back in. 9-point game. Plenty of time, 6:39. Second free throw by Bowling is good.
You know, Jordan looks quicker and stronger to me than he did last year. Looks like he's worked hard in the offseason.
76-68, 6:34 to go. Levy, Antonio Levy. High post Burford. Burford turns, faces the bucket, drives left side, spins in the lane, kicks it back into the corner. Here's a 3-ball on the way, and it is good as they set up Charles Knowles for that triple, and it's 79-68.
Knowles 7 points in the game now.
Bowling top of the key. One dribble. Now he's going to drive all the way to the basket, right side, puts it up. Burford fouled him from behind. That Burford, I think that's number 3.
I've got 3 on him, yeah. So he's got 3. Levy and Alexander and Knowles all have 4, and Josh Caldwell's already fouled out of the game. So really, William Penn, with 6 minutes left, getting into some very serious foul trouble here.
A lot of time left. Free throw good by Jordan. He's 7 for 7. Of course, another change in the men's game this year is a 30-second clock versus the 35, so more possessions.
Jordan will have a chance to trim the lead to 9 here.
He does. Gets them both. 8 for 8 from the line.
Jordan 14 points in the game.
79-70. 6 minutes to go in this one. The conference opener.
Vikes in the zone right now. Looks like maybe a 1-2-2 zone.
Give it inside to Sykes. Underneath. Burford off his foot. Oh, and the Vikings turn it right back over. They had the turnover, and Levy knocked it away and took it right back. Tough break there.
Each possession very important as you wind down here with 5.5 to go.
Out to Levy. On the left wing. Out front. Long three. Good by Purnell. 82-70. Now Cook. Off it comes to Bowling. Backdoor cut. Grown wall. Flips it back to Darrell. Lemire in the lane. Scored. Oh, offensive foul.
Oh, wow. Wow. That nice move by Lemire. They just said he ran over the defender, though. That'll be his 4th.
Yeah, that was one of those judgment calls. Is it a block or is it a charge? And that time the Statesman got the call.
Now Laquan Turner checks back in. Darrell Lemire with his 4th foul will take a seat.
Running out of time, 5:18. And Joe, they've knocked down a couple of threes late in this game. So now the possessions become critical for the Vikings now.
Well, this is going to be a high-scoring game, 82-70.
Still
right
5:18
now.
to go.
Yeah, 5:18 left.
Jesse Purnell. This is a good team. This William Penn team.
Yeah, they are. They'll make some noise in this conference, I would venture to guess.
They played, before this year, they played Division II and NAIA. Here's Burford with an offensive rebound and put back. He has 18 points. Technical foul on whom? Burford? That would be his 4th foul. That was taunting or what he did. A technical foul.
Coach John Henry wants to know why.
That's his 4th foul then.
Yep. So he's got 4. Levy's got 4. Alexander's got 4. And Knowles has got 4.
Must have been taunting. I didn't see what happened.
I don't know what I didn't either. I didn't
something.
see it either. But they're going to put who the Vikings going to send to the line. Looks like Gronewald's going to shoot 2 shots here.
Yeah, Brody, good free throw shooter. And as I say that, he misses.
Yeah.
He's missed 2. He's
Never
4 out of
fail.
6. Boy, the Vikes have missed some big free throws down the stretch here. They need every last point, trailing by 14, and he gets the second one. But Joe, this William Penn team, they played Division II NAIA, and 2 years ago they were in the national championship game.
You know,
they're a good team.
Yeah,
and now
they're
they
good.
moved up to D1 NAIA. They brought in a couple of transfers from D1, and this is a good, solid club.
You know, you look at Gronewald, the way he shoots, and he came from the same school as Brad, same junior college as Brad Hamilton. They must really stress shooting at that school. I mean, those
John
2
Woods,
very good
Quincy.
shooters.
You betcha.
John Woods, wasn't it?
Yep, and Quincy. High post. Vikings really need to score. 4:47 to go. Cook underneath the Robbie. Robbie, strong move, flips it. With the right hand from the left side, scores on a scoop shot, and he's heading to the line trying to complete a 3-point play.
27 points for the big guy tonight. He's really come to play, and he needs to hit this one here. He can make it an 8-point game if he can knock this one down.
Alexander comes in with
make it a
4
10-point
fouls.
game if he can knock it down.
Knowles with 4 fouls leads. Let's see if Robbie can knock this down, make it a 10-point game, still with 4:42 to go. And he does. 6 out of 7 is the big guy from the line. 10-point game, 4:39 left. Purnell holds it. Laquan Turner comes out to press him.
Thing about it is the Vikes still have, 1 foul to give before William Penn will be in the 1-and-1.
Here's Alexander on the baseline. Whistle and a foul away from the ball on Cook as he's trying to prevent Alexander from backing him down on the baseline. Another rule change this year there's no 5-second call on a dribbler. You can dribble the whole 30 seconds.
Can you? I didn't know that. I knew
pick the ball up.
I didn't know about that one.
Here's underneath. They go to Levy. Shot missed. Rebound Burton. Long pass to Gronwald. Long three. No. Rebound Bowling. Tips it. Can't come up with it. Alexander has it. Alexander will push it. Left side with a left-handed dribble. Gives it back out to Purnell. Purnell, baseline. Here's a shot by Alexander. Won't go.
He was trying to draw a foul that time. Good staying away by Robbie Burt.
Here's Turner back to Gronwald. Fakes to three. Drives in the lane. Loses the handle on it. It's picked up. And crashing into the scorer's table is Jesse Levy. He's all right. And the ball there'll be a foul on one of the Vikings.
Well, my teeth rattled when he hit that scorer's table. Right in front of us.
84-74, 3:51. It is going to be a 1-and-1 now. So that'll put Levy at the free throw line for the
Antonio's first trip to the line tonight. He's knocked down 5 triples, 4 of them in the first half. He's been fairly quiet, at least offensively here in the second half, but he's got 19 for the game.
And the foul is on Bowling, his 4th. Yeah, he gets free throws too as he knocks that one down. Yeah, this year if you're dribbling, if you have a Harlem Globetrotter, you can dribble out the entire 30 seconds. And once you pick the ball up, the count comes on. But not when you're dribbling. So late in the game, if you've got a good ball dribbler, a ball handler, they dribble out for 30 seconds.
You'll see some teams that will do that.
Yep. 86-74 as both free throws are in. And while we have just a moment, let's talk a little bit about football because the NAIA playoffs start this Saturday, and it's really kind of unusual not to have the Missouri Valley College Vikings in those playoffs, but they're not. The teams in our conference are Grandview and Baker. Baker will host Point, Georgia. I had a chance, email communication today with Mike Grossner, the head coach at Baker, and also with Bruce Young, wishing him good luck. And Bruce sent back a message. He said, Point, Georgia. I said, I've never heard of them. He said they're big and very athletic. So it's going to be a tough opponent for Baker, even though they are the number 2 seed. Lindsey Wilson will be at Grandview, the number 3 seed. St. Xavier's at Morningside. They're the number 1 seed, of course. Reinhardt, Georgia, St. Francis, Indiana. Dickinson State at Montana Tech. Campbellsville, Kentucky at Marion, Indiana. Kansas Wesleyan at Southern Oregon. And Doane, Nebraska at Tabor. So good luck to the Wildcats. Good luck to the Vikings at Grandview representing the conference.
You know, and if the seeds hold true, Grandview would play Baker in a semifinal game the first Saturday of December in Baldwin City. I mean, a lot to go between now and then, but Baker's seeded number 2 nationally, Grandview number 3.
Morningside will have a home berth the rest of the way. Jordan Bowling with a little jump hook as he starts to the left side, goes to the middle of the lane. And the Vikings
16.
cut it to 10.
That's 16 for Jordan today.
3:32 to go, but you need some stops now. You cannot trade baskets. Alexander into the forecourt, cut off by Cook. Keeps the dribble alive around the screen. Cook knocks it away. Ball loose on the floor. Levy picks it up. Levy goes baseline through the lane, kicks it back out. And in the free throw line, they'll fire up a shot. No good. Ball hits the rim. So that's a fresh 30. Oh, man. Purnell just threw it up there, hit the rim. He got it right back.
Yeah, that hurt right there. Down to 3 minutes in the game now, a 10-point game.
Take some more time off the clock is Levy. Way out by the timeline. Here's where that no 5 count on the dribble comes into play. Levy through traffic all the way to the rack and scores. 88-76, and they took off valuable seconds. Cook, free throw line. Cook fires it out for Jordan. Swinging around to Turner. He'll try a 3 in front of the Viking bench and hit it. Turner, his first field goal, the big one. It's a triple. 88-79, 2:45 to go.
Laquan pulled the trigger that time. I thought he should have done that the last time he had the ball out beyond the arc.
Here's Purnell, double team. Vikings really working defensively. Give it off to Sykes. Back to Purnell. Purnell into the corner to Burford. Back to Purnell. 11 on the shot clock.
Crowd getting into it right now.
Levy with 6 on the shot clock. Backs it way out by the timeline. Here he comes. Drives to the lane. Knocked away by Bowling. Taken away by Bowling. Ahead to Gronwald. Gronwald will drive in on Levy. Scored. It's a 7-point game as Gronwald scores 88-81. 2 minutes to go. Burford to inbound the ball.
Don't go away. This one a long way from being over.
And now a timeout taken by William Penn as Burford could find no one to inbound to. So They take a timeout. Boy, with the three-point shot, Joe, and pressure defense, all of a sudden a 14-point lead down to 7 with 1:54. And remember, a 30-second shot clock this year instead of 35, and that could come into play.
2 3-point shots, and you've got a 1-point game. I mean,
Wow.
it's just, it's in this crowd starting to pick up, a big crowd on hand here. The Vikings doing the same thing they did in the first half. They got down by as many as 11 in the first half, made a nice run to get back within 3, and then finally 4 by halftime. But team doing the same thing right now, Ken.
1:54 to go. 88-81 is our score as the visitors from William Penn have led most of the way. They're a good, big, physical team. And the Vikings just had got one little stretch in the first half, one little stretch in this half where the offense just kind of went silent, and all of a sudden a 3-point game turned into 11 or 12, and here they come again, trying to roar right back.
Well, and boy, what a game by Robbie Burton. Robbie,
Yep.
I think I had him at 20, I'll check here, 23, 5, 28 points I've got him for. Is that what you got?
Pretty close to that. Yep.
So big game for the big senior out of St. John's, Antigua. For also Jordan Bowling, a good game for Jordan. I've got Jordan at looks like 18 points in the game.
All right, Burford will inbound the ball against
16.
full court pressure. Levy in backcourt. Gives it back to Burford. Burford holds it high over his head, hands it to Purnell, gets into the forecourt, and a foul is going to be called on Laquan Turner as he went for the steal.
You know, we can talk about all these William Penn players, but the most exciting William Penn player of the night was Ashley Harper in the women's game. She had the whole crowd hit 2 deep threes,
Yep.
try to behind the back something going down the lane, had the whole crowd eating out of her hand, didn't she?
Yes, she did. At the free throw line, here's Turner, or Jesse Purnell, first time at the line, and missed it. Rebound Burton. So the Vikings down by only 7 with the ball. Here comes Cook. Off to Robbie, top of the key for 3. No. Oh, that would have been big.
And that just barely rolled off the front of the rim. I thought that one was going to dance in for a minute.
Now quick pass ahead to Levy. Levy gives it back to Purnell. They don't care about anything but taking time off the clock. Vikings double team. Purnell right in front of his own bench, throws it away. Taken away by Gronwald. Gronwald into the forecourt, fakes the 3, off to Bowling, back to Gronwald. They just will not let him pull the trigger through traffic. Tries to get it to Robbie off his shoulder and out of bounds. Boy, I thought for a moment that was going to be tipped out by the Statesman, but not the case.
Good penetration by Gronwald. Got the ball to Robbie. Just a little bit too much mustard on that pass. I think Robbie just couldn't quite rein it in. And now Eccles checks back into the Valley lineup. Laquan Turner will take a seat. So you've got Burton, you've got Cook, Eccles, Bowling, and Gronewald, the 5 on the floor for the Vikes.
Burford gets it into Jeffries. Again, the clock is the ally now of the Statesman. All they need to do is run time. 59 seconds to go. Alexander, smart move. He doesn't even go toward the basket. Spin move, fires it all the way out to Jeffries. Now back to Purnell. Clock goes down to 50 seconds. Vikings with 10 on the shot clock. No need to foul now. You need to get a possession. Alexander turns baseline, fires a high arching 3, missed it. Rebound comes away to Rafi. Rafi off to Cook. Cook finds Gronwald. Here comes Cook all the way to the rack, off to Bowling. Layup good. It's a 5-point game. Bowling scores 30.7 seconds, and we're back to a 5-point game now.
Oh, the Vikings really creating havoc with that full court press. They're causing a lot of problems right now for this John Brown team. And boy, we get one more turnover, look out.
William Penn, the Statesman, only shoot 65% from the line. So I guess if you don't get a steal, you foul.
Well, and really, you look at it, the Vikings have done a great job tonight on Dondre Alexander. Averages almost 29 points a game. And I think he's had 18 here tonight. 17, but they've done a good job on him.
Well, if you're going to foul, Alexander's 79% free throw shooter. Don't foul Levy. He's an 89% free throw shooter. Burford might be who you want to foul, 66%. Parnell, 87%. So the guys on the floor are pretty good free throw shooters.
Yeah.
30 seconds to go, though. 88-83.
One thing about Chad Lance's teams, they always battle.
Oh, boy,
They're doing that tonight. They're playing very hard, going right to the wire. still a lot of basketball left. If we could force a turnover right here, I mean, anything could happen.
Jeffries will inbound the ball for the Statesmen. Full court pressure by the Vikings. He looks for Alexander, throws it to him. Here comes Alexander up the right side. He's going to be fouled by Eccles. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Or 1-and-1. That's only the 18th foul.
That could have very easily been called an intentional foul, but it wasn't. It was called a 1-and-1, and that's good for the Vikings, and so that's going to put Alexander on the line with 28.7 seconds left. Still a 2, unless he hits both free throws, it'll still be a 2-possession game.
And he is 5 out of 8 from the line. Tell you what, the Statesmen have done a nice job preventing Gronwald from hitting the three-point shots. This free throw is good by Alexander. He's a cool customer under pressure. 28.7 to go. Bowling will come back in after this free throw, which is good. So there's a 3-possession game now, 90-83, 28.7. This William Penn team averages almost 85 a game. The Vikings 75.
It's been a good game, 90-83. That's quite a few points.
All right, Cook will pick it up. Vikings have to hurry. 28 seconds to go. Here comes Bryant. Valuable seconds ticking off the clock. He'll go in, put it off the glass. No good. Ball tip. Burford has it, and that'll about do it now, as Burford is fouled by Bowling. And Jordan just fouled out of the game. I had him with 18 points.
Yep, he did. He had a good hard-working, yeoman's-like game for Jordan Bowling. And, well, what a job he did from the free throw line. I have him at 8 out of 8 from the charity stripe. 5 field goals and 8 out of 8 from the line.
Well, it looks like William Penn, a good start to the conference. I guess they enjoyed starting the conference here in football, and it looks like they may in basketball as well.
You got to feel, they've got to feel to go this far away on a Wednesday night and, go into a place where it's tough to play and come away with what looks like it's going to be a win for them. That's a big win to start the conference.
Burford at the line, first one good, and he has had a huge game as well. I've got him with 19.
Yeah.
And he is a player.
And he might owe us a rim. He might have broken one of the rims with all those slam dunks.
He is a player. And he knocks them both down. So we're going to have a timeout, 92-83, 18.1 seconds remaining. Well, it's not impossible, but it's getting there.
You've got Burford and Levy both over 20, and I've got Alexander with 19. So you got 3 guys right around that 20-point mark.
Yeah, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with in this conference. I don't think there's any doubt with Levy and Purnell, a good guard, Alexander, Burford. This is a good team.
And the Vikings, they're scoring Robbie Burton 28 points and Jordan Bowling 18 before Jordan fouled out of the game. So the 2 big guys have really done it inside. Brody Gronewald, a good night also. Brody with... I got him right at 20.
Here comes Gronewald. Long 3, missed it. Turner keeps it alive. Ball being tipped around. It comes away to the Statesmen. They're going to win this one. Into Levy, and they'll run out the clock as Levy spins away from Burton, dribbles between the legs, and that's it. 92-83, an impressive conference opening win for the William Penn Statesmen as they come into Marshall and they knock off the Vikings 92-83. We'll go over the scoring and visit with the coach and wrap things up in just a couple of minutes.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
They've saved my family from financial ruin. It allowed me and my wife both to focus on the most important thing, which was the health and well-being of our son.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything will be taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Some statistics are surprising, some are unbelievable, and some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school, nearly 30%, and that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
We're back to Grover C. Redford Gymnasium, and again, on Stretch Internet, livestream.com, and KMMO-FM tonight. Chad Lance joins us, and Coach, if every game in the Heart's going to be like this one tonight, it is going to be one heck of a season. Those are two good teams that went at it tonight.
Well, obviously, we came up short again. You know, we wanted our field goal percentage to get better. We did a good job with it. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well from the three tonight. I mean, I didn't have an answer. I didn't have an answer defensively for William Penn tonight. I mean, very, very good players, very, very good team, good coach team, nice ball club. You know, disappointing thing was I thought we tried to do some freelance stuff and get some offense that wasn't us. And we just can't play that way. That's not how we're built. That's how now we're not designed. And it doesn't matter if other teams are doing that. You know, they put you in a lot of ISO positions, and that's just not us. Yeah. So we've got to be able to stick to the script and do what we do and get the ball to the right people and get it in the right hands.
Yeah, it seemed like it happened in the first half and in the second. You go through, what, a 3 or 4 minute span, and you're right. Maybe take some quick shots or some shots out of position, and the next thing you know, you're down by 10 and 12. But it's really tough to keep coming back against a good club like that, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I mean, you get close enough and we take the lead and then we shoot ourselves in the foot. I mean, it's about quality of possessions. It's not about, you know, if you think you can make the move or if you think you can take your guy. It's about quality of possessions.
How about Robbie Burton tonight? You said the big guy had to step up. He did, 28 points against some very tough competition in that lane.
Yeah, he definitely did. I mean, they were a good ball club, and I don't think we necessarily got him the ball enough.
Levy had 23 points. You held Alexander. I say held him to 20, and Burford had 20. That Burford, he's a horse in there.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. He really is. You know, Levy shot the ball really well tonight. You know, he picked up. I thought we did some decent things on DeAndre. You know, he's the third leading scorer in the country. So we got some stuff to figure out.
Coach, I tell you, it was a heck of a ball game to start it, and we talked on the pregame. This is how tough this conference is going to be. Now you go to Graceland, and I see a score here. They knocked off Grandview 78-65. So your first road game. They're going to go to a place where they're going to be playing with a lot of confidence.
They're going to be playing with a lot of confidence. Good team. A lot of new players, so we got to go to work.
You know, something else I think that you've probably talked to your team about this is after the great run we had last year, you're now kind of a bullseye on people's schedule. They see Valley on that schedule, they're going to get up for that game, maybe even more than they did in the past.
Well, I think so. I mean, it's always been a situation where teams have wanted to beat us, but now that we've had some success, and yeah, most definitely. So, you know, this is a learning process. We got even though we've got some returners, but we got some new faces, and some guys got to figure some stuff out.
All right, Coach. I will be doing soccer Saturday. Joe All will be there, so you take good care of my friend Joe up there in Lamoni, all right?
I sure will.
All right. Chad Lance joins us as the Vikings lose this one tonight, 92-83. Joe and I will go over the scoring before we wrap things up on this Wednesday night. Again, this year, the Heart of America Conference games are on Wednesday and also on Saturday. So give us a couple more days. Here's the scoring, first of all, for the Statesmen. Antonio Levy had 23, 20 for Brady Burford, 20 for Dondre Alexander. Those guys are good players. 6 for Caldwell. Purnell had 5, 5 for Gunther. Bosek had a couple. 7 for Knowles. Sykes had 2. Jeffries had 2. Joe, for the Vikings, how about Robbie Burton? 28 points. Gronwald had 20, 18 for Jordan Bowl.
You know, kind of an interesting game. Both teams had 3 players right around that 20-point mark. Of course, Robbie Burton stole the show, I thought, offensively with 28. He led the way, and Brody Gronewald with 20. I've got Jordan Bowling with 18. Then it dropped off quite a bit after that. So those three guys did most of the scoring. Had 4 in the game for Laquan Turner. He hit that 3 near the end of the game. Aaron Peterson got a couple big buckets. He had 4 points in the game. 3 points for Carl Washington. He had that big 3-point play right before half. And then 2 points each for Brian Cook, Darrell Lemire, and Mitch Wood to round out scoring for the Vikings.
Vikings only shot 2 out of 7 from beyond the arc, so didn't take that many 3-point shots, and credit a lot of that to good defense by William Penn. All right, couple of scores I do have for you. CMU at home over Evangel tonight, 92-69.
Wow.
And then Graceland defeated Grandview. Those are the only 2 scores I have. That one was 78-65. That was at Grandview, I believe.
So Graceland, we go there Saturday. They'll be coming off a win.
All right, so the women win tonight, the men lose, and it's going to be a heck of a season. Thanks to all of you watching and listening. Joe, have a safe trip to Lamoni. I'll have soccer, you'll have basketball, and we'll get together again, I guess, 2 weeks from tonight when Benedictine will be here.
Yeah, and that'll be the next conference game at home. Like I say, Graceland on the road Saturday, and then back here for Benedictine 2 weeks from tonight, and then the next 2 Saturdays after that, road trips to Baker and Central Methodist to round up the conference season before Christmas.
All right, for Chaz Maddie and the entire live stream crew, for Joe Hall, I'm Ken Cuiava. Thanks to all of you listening and watching on live stream, Stretch, and also on KMMO FM in Marshall. Women win, men lose. So long from Missouri Valley College.